Thank you very much for stopping by the Random Green channel. Today, I wanted to go over an important topic. The 2024 Notre Dame Fighting Irish Gridiron predictions and my thoughts on the predictions, or my thoughts on my predictions. Not my thoughts on the predictions, but my thoughts on the outlook and what I think is going to happen in the 2024 for the University of Notre Dame. So, Marcus Freeman, I believe it's his third season. He's been there 2 years as a head coach. So 2022 was he started. So 2 years, third season, and he brings back a lot of players, a lot of good players too. I think a lot of former NFL players or coaches or their sons play for that team. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting this year, to say the least. There's a lot of high expectations, to say the least, again, for the University of Notre Dame Gridiron season. They will. It's theirs to lose. Is it just because you have a lot of talent doesn't mean you can't get beat. And right off the bat, they play a really tough opponent at Texas A&M. And could it be anything's possible, of course, until it actually happens. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win at Texas A&M, but don't think they're just going to go in there and win 55-7. I mean, realistically, it's not going to happen. Texas A&M will fight them down all the way down to the wire. This will be a one-point game. I think this is going to be one of the toughest games, other than probably Louisville. There's some, like I say, it wasn't as tough as it was last year, the schedule, or the year before. But it's still pretty tough. I mean, it play Louisville again, Florida State. Every game is tough no matter who you play, especially in the next level of college football. It's tough. It really is. So they win at Texas A&M, at least a field goal, or it's going to go down to a one-possession game where Notre Dame has to score a touchdown late or have to stop Texas A&M, and they find a way to win. And that'll kind of wake them up a little bit and say, hey, this is not going to be a gimme. Because, it's just hard to convince young kids it's hard to convince anybody that if you have so much talent and you have so much hype on your team, that you think you're just going to go in there and just whoop them. And Texas A&M is going to become ready to play. They are going to come ready to play, and it's going to be tough because, be prepared, Notre Dame fans. If you actually take stock, and if you really want don't take stock in what the predictions say. Don't take stock in what this channel has to even say. I mean, I'm just a random person giving you a random prediction that I got some knowledge on football. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know everybody's great grandfather's middle name or the player's middle name or what high school they went to and how many yards rushing or whatever they did. I know my stuff when it comes to and this is all free. This channel, this video, and you wouldn't have it any other way. You're not paying anything to watch this, so unless you have free ads or something like that, YouTube free ads. But I mean, I have to digress. I am random, so I'm digressing. And sorry, not sorry. But they went against Texas A&M, 28-25. I originally set a point, but whatever. They win. That's the main thing. Then Northern Illinois comes into town to South Bend, and I guess Notre Dame has their own city too. I always thought it was South Bend, but maybe it's just a unincorporated community. I guess they're whatever university town. So obviously it is. But if it's officially a town, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But 2-0 Northern Illinois. It'll probably be the first half will be close, but Notre Dame will probably open it up the second half. Win by 3 or 4 touchdowns. At Purdue, we never sleep on Purdue. Never sleep on a team of the Big Ten. Is Purdue a top 25 team? Even though I'm not big into rankings, and the numbers, all those rankings they mean jack squat. They really do, and I think that they will win at Purdue. But you just don't sleep on Purdue. You know, they're not expected to do anything this year, so you never know. And especially if they're 0-2 at this point or have a bad loss prior week, they could come back and they're at home. Purdue, this is, and Notre Dame has to be aware. I mean, so that it could be another close trap game, and they find a way to win, and they win by 2 touchdowns. Maybe I'll just go 3 touchdowns, 34-13, something like that. Miami of Ohio, the best MAC team. They're a good MAC team. I did Ohio University yesterday in my predictions, and I think they're the best MAC team. But Miami of Ohio is a top 5 MAC team. Do not sleep in Miami of Ohio. It's at home. I think it was back in 2018. They played, was it Ball State or maybe not Ball State, but Bowling Green. Not Bowling Green, but somebody they played. It was like 8-point game. And same with Miami, Ohio. It'll be I think it'll be the first half where it'll be a close game, and Notre Dame will find a way to win in the second half, say 38-17. And I'm going over scores that don't take stock in what the scores are going to be either. Louisville at home, win, but it'll probably be an overtime game, another tough game. I think every game will be tough. And I'm saying, when I say 38-17 the week prior, it's because they pull away in the second half, like against Purdue and then Northern Illinois. They have tough first half games, and they just find a way. Then they have a bye. They regroup after a 5-0 start, but they do have a adversity going. They have adversity. They're at this point they're 5-0. Have a bye. On October 12th, they go. Stanford comes into town, and Stanford is an ACC team, which is so. The intro on this channel was kind of silly, but I can just guarantee it's not as silly as Stanford being in the ACC. It is just so stupid. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It is stupid, but again, it's about the money, of course. Money controls these universities. Money controls the world. But like I say, it is what it is. They are. I shouldn't have said that. I hate that saying. It is what it is. But Stanford, they beat Stanford quite handily at home. That's just going to mess up Stanford just going to the ACC. Notre Dame could probably beat them. This might be the ugliest Stanford Notre Dame game in recent memory. I think last year was like 56-23. I could be wrong. I'll probably check, and I probably am wrong. But they'll put up 49, 50 points in this game. They crush them. I'll just give Stanford the benefit of the doubt. Notre Dame wins 48-7. Notre Dame then goes at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is an ACC team. It's on the road. Is it going to be a close game? No. I think Notre Dame really gets into midseason. They're in midseason form, and they roll over Georgia Tech. They may put up a 50 burger on them, like 55-10. It's a bold prediction, but they win. That's the main thing. They beat Navy at home, or it's on the neutral site, the way it's been the last few seasons. Last year was 42-3 in Dublin, Ireland, and they really controlled that game. They really just Navy couldn't get anything going. That was probably Notre Dame's most complete game on defense last year. Well, as far as I remember, because that was a full. I watched that was a full game, and that was like the opening game where there was no other games on. So I think they should do the same. Maybe not 42-3, but 38-10, 38-12. Game against Navy. Bye. Then they play Florida State. Florida State is not the same team that they were last year. Florida State loses a lot, but they could reload. They could be just as good or better, and you never know. But I think they win against Florida State, 34-21. I don't know. They win. Virginia comes into town. Virginia is not known. They're not favored to do anything, and that's maybe one of their games where one of their games where they just have a bad game, Notre Dame, and it could be like one of those games where they just beat Florida State, probably one of the better ACC teams. They beat Virginia at home, but it could be a low scoring, like it could be like a 28-7, 28-14 game where it's just sloppy for Notre Dame, but they find a way to win. And then in the Bronx, at Yankee Stadium, versus Army, they win, and I say 38-3, 45-3. They destroy Army. And then they play at USC. If USC is anything like they were last year, their defense was horrible. So Notre Dame should run. They should be able to move the ball on USC's defense like a hot knife going through butter. They will absolutely. It'll be a blowout, I think, against USC. Because why not? They win. They're 12-0, and they make the playoff, but they don't have no conference championship game. So that will hurt them when they come to the first four teams. Will be the first four teams. Well, 12 teams make the playoffs, and 4 teams get a first round bye. I think. I'm pretty confident that the first 4 teams get a bye, but Notre Dame doesn't get a first round bye because the conference championship game. See, they need to join a conference. Come on, Notre Dame football. Is it money? Get your head out of your keister. I mean, come on. Join a conference. And this is where I think eventually, before maybe the decade's over with, Notre Dame joins the who am I kidding? Notre Dame will always stay independent. They're just going to always stay independent. And it really can't be money. You think they'd get more money if they joined the conference. So, yeah, it's probably more tradition that they're still independent. Maybe the universe they get enough money through them being in the ACC in basketball. Yeah, that's what's going to hurt them. They're going to make the playoff, being 12-0, but they'll be that number 5 seed. And I don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs. Who knows if they make it? Which it's theirs to lose. I mean, if they stay healthy, they will be in the playoffs. Well, I hope you found this video at least interesting and maybe a little entertaining. I like to think that my videos aren't boring, even though a lot of times they probably are. And looks like this video's been going on for almost 13 minutes. So, well, not counting the intro, so at this point. So, all right. Thanks for watching, and you all have a nice day. Remember, this is a random channel, though, so you weren't going to subscribe anyway, so maybe leave a like. Whatever. Thanks, guys.